Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss on some points that we should live upon to stay positive. As we should start thinking that last day was only the last day, and so today we have got another chance to live, and so we should start our day with a proper state of mind. How to get proper state of mind? Here are 5 tips, 5 points that I'm going to discuss. And the first point is we should start our day with gratitude. Gratitude in the sense that you have got another day, you have got another opportunity to live. And so we should pay our gratitude for this. Second in the list, that we have to resolve to stay positive. We have to resolve to have a positive vision. If we always see negativity or negative in others, it will not solve the purpose. So even then, if you are dealing with negative things, you have to be positive. It means stay positive even while dealing with the negative things. Next point, that we have to work on broader plan. Broader plan in the sense that we have to start with all small things to achieve good, to achieve bigger in life. Example, if you wish to have a car in future to travel, then you have to work for aeroplane. If you wish to ride by a bicycle, you have to work for motorbikes. Then only you would be comfortable. Otherwise, tension, worry, negativity, anger, that will occur your mind. Next, that do small things in a better way. It means do small things right. If you do small things in a right way, you are definitely going to achieve big. You are definitely going to do big things right. Because doing small things in a right way is a kind of experience that we can carry when we are going to achieve big things in life. Next in the list, last fifth point, that decide to help someone. You might have seen or you might have heard the story of Sonu Sood, that nowadays he keeps on speaking that in last 3 months he is a changed man, that what he had been and what he is now is a changed man. So always decide to help someone, because being helpful and being kind, that is a kind of investment or energy on empathy. So if we invest our energy on empathy, by this we can illuminate our inside just to shine by outside. How to illuminate this? How to do this? You can take help of spirituality, that be spiritual, not because of I'm asking you to be a religious man or something like a saint, a priest, or what, not for that. Just if we are connected spiritually, it is a kind of enhancement with moral values. That is seen lacking in people. So connecting spiritually means enhancing moral values, and that only helps to shine outside, and it cannot be done until our inside is not illuminated, inside is not positive. If you do all these things, then remember one thing, that every day, every morning, be ready for the challenges, as this is necessary part of life. This is part and parcel of our lives. So every day, every morning, be ready for challenges. Why? Because by every evening, you will come back with experiences. In other words, every morning starts with challenges in life, and the end of the day gives you experiences that helps to lead your life accordingly. With this, now move to the classroom, where I am ready with my topic there on grammar. So let us move to the classroom now. Hello everyone. Hope everything well at your side. In last session we finished introduction of verb, finite, non-finite. So as I promised in my last session to cover finite, non-finite in coming sessions, so today I am here with non-finite group, non-finite verbs. Just to remind you a little about verb. In last session you have covered verb of two kinds, finite and non-finite, where finite are simple three form of verbs, V1, V2, V3, and non-finite were gerund, participle and infinitive. So today we are going to cover gerund, participle and infinitive, all. So this session going to be a little longer, but don't worry, things would be convenient at last, that you will understand about non-finite verbs well. So let us start with gerund. What is gerund? As I told you in my last session, non-finite verb is kind of verb that there is no such action in the sentence. So when we talk about gerund, gerund is nothing but it is a noun form of a verb. How to understand? Gerund is noun form of verb used with ing. Very simple to understand. When any verb having ing at last and used as a noun, used as a thing, it is gerund. Example, I love reading. Here reading, you can see that read, V1 form having ing at last, but there is no action of reading in the sentence. I love reading. It means I love something. What is that something? Is reading. I love reading. I love eating mangoes. Parking is prohibited here. You might have seen at many places where there is a board, no parking. With the sentence, parking is prohibited. So something is prohibited, something is restricted. What? Parking. So park, verb V1 and then ing, and this word is being used as noun. Okay, once again, ing form of a verb when it is used as a noun is there. Moving to participle. What is participle? This is also very simple to understand from the word part. It means participles are the verbs used in such a way that it has part sense of noun. It means partly noun and partly verb. Difficult to understand? Don't worry, I'll make it simpler. I saw the boy running. Right? Here your main verb, finite verb is saw. This is your finite verb. Second form. What about participle? This is your participle. Running. Why? Because your subject is I and I is not running. I only saw the boy. So what is the action of I? It is looking at someone. Fine. So for I, running is something that he saw. In other words, what did I see? I saw him running. I ने क्या देखा? What? So when word what comes, answer is something in form of noun. So running is what? Running is something for I that he saw. So it is a noun. But verb as well. How? Because object, the boy. The boy was running. That was seen by I. So from this word running, we can see that it is both noun as well as verb. So these sort of verbs are called participle. It means partly noun and partly verb. More example. They saw the tree fallen. So for they, this is something that they saw, but for the tree, this is action. So here from fallen also we can see that it has both the senses, noun as well as verb. Now where to pay attention? See that here I have used a verb with ing and here I have used a verb in third form. Right? In this case, I saw the boy running. It means when I saw the boy was running. Action was on by that time. Here they saw the tree fallen. It means when they reached at the spot, then they saw the tree already fallen down. It means action was over. When we use ing form of verb, also acting as noun, that is present participle, and when third form is used is past participle. Let me repeat. When ing form of verb is used as partly noun, is present participle, and when third form is used as non-finite verb, that is past participle. So concept of present participle and past participle, I hope, is over now. We all have understood what I believe. Next is infinitive. What is infinitive? Once again, infinitive also of two types, bare infinitive and 2 plus V1 form. Let us understand through some examples. Let him go. I want to go. In this sentence also, see that your main verb is let, not go. In this sentence there is no action of going. No one is going. Main verb is let. A permission is being given. So let him go. Here we have no to in front of go, though it is non-finite. That is why this sort of verb, non-finite verb, is called bare infinitive. Bare means uncovered, no covered. That is bare. Next sentence, I want to go. Once again, your main verb is want. That is your main verb. Right? Action of your subject. There is no action of going in the sentence. So go and possessing to, that is why this is 2 plus V1 infinitive. Right? I believe all three terms are clear in my viewer's mind. Gerund, participle and infinitive. But let me tell you one thing. If we try to learn all these terms by heart, as we learn table, as we learn so other things, then you are not going to make any difference in your speaking, in your writing as well. So what we have to do is, we have to practice through various sentences. These terms are to be practiced, not learned. Learning is not a solution. Only practice will make a difference in your speaking, in your writing, in your confidence. So that is all from my side today with non-finite verb, and in coming session I'll take up next parts of speech, preposition, and then we'll cover conjunction. Till then, goodbye.